Barack Obama's message about failure carries a profound truth that resonates deeply with anyone striving to achieve something meaningful. He reminds us that failure is not the end of the road. It is the beginning of understanding who we are and what we are capable of becoming. Every successful individual, no matter how great their achievements, has faced setbacks that tested their resolve. Obama emphasizes that failure is an essential teacher, one that cannot be avoided if you want to grow and succeed. He shares that too often people let their mistakes define their identity, allowing a moment of defeat to shape their entire future. But the key, he insists, is to recognize that failure is temporary. It's a moment, not a measure of your worth. What defines you is not the fall, but how you rise after it. Obama's own story is filled with moments of rejection and loss. From failed political campaigns to times when he was underestimated and doubted, he learned that resilience was the bridge between failure and success. He often points out that failure refines your vision. It teaches you patience, humility, and perspective. When things don't go as planned, it forces you to look inward, to question your motives, and to reevaluate your goals. These lessons become the foundation of wisdom and strength. Instead of letting failure destroy your confidence, you can use it to build a stronger version of yourself. Every time you fail, you learn something new about your limits, and more importantly, about how to surpass them. Obama explains that those who achieve great things are not necessarily the most talented or the most intelligent. They are the ones who refuse to give up when things got difficult. Failure doesn't discriminate. It visits everyone. What separates winners from quitters is the mindset they adopt afterward. If you treat failure as a curse, it will weigh you down. But if you treat it as a stepping stone, it will lift you higher than you imagine. This mindset of resilience is what allows people to transform obstacles into opportunities. Obama insists that when you fail, it's not a signal to stop, it's a challenge to rise again, better prepared and more determined. He also talks about the importance of self-forgiveness. Many people are harsh on themselves when they fail, feeling shame or regret that prevents them from trying again. Obama reminds us that failure is proof that you tried, that you had the courage to take a risk. It means you cared enough to step into the arena rather than standing on the sidelines. You should not let failure define your value or your potential. Instead, you should learn to forgive yourself, to understand that growth is a process, and perfection is an illusion. Success is not about never falling, it's about never staying down. In the end, Obama's lesson is clear. Failure does not define you unless you allow it to. It is not a sign of weakness, but a necessary step toward greatness. The people who make history are those who fall, rise, and keep moving forward with the same hope that inspired them in the beginning. Barack Obama's second key message centers on the power of taking action, even when circumstances aren't ideal. He explains that too many people waste valuable time waiting for the perfect moment to begin, whether it's starting a business, pursuing education, or chasing a dream. The truth, he says, is that perfection never comes. Life is full of uncertainty, challenges, and unpredictable events. If you wait until everything feels safe or easy, you'll spend your entire life waiting and never move forward. Obama believes that success belongs to those who take initiative, who are willing to act even when the path ahead is unclear. Progress is made not through hesitation, but through courage and persistence in the face of doubt. He often speaks about how, throughout his own career, there were countless moments when he didn't feel fully prepared or certain about the outcome. From his decision to run for office to his campaigns for the presidency, he stepped into the unknown. Obama says that the decision to act, even when he felt fear, was what ultimately shaped his destiny. By taking risks and embracing the discomfort of uncertainty, he discovered his strength and learned valuable lessons that no amount of preparation could have provided. This willingness to take the first step without a guarantee of success is what differentiates leaders and dreamers from those who simply talk about what they wish they could do. Obama also highlights that waiting for perfect conditions is often an excuse driven by fear. People fear failure, rejection, or judgment, and so they tell themselves they're not ready yet. But the truth is that readiness comes from doing, not from thinking. Every mistake you make while taking action becomes part of your growth process. You refine your skills, you gain confidence, and you understand what works and what doesn't. Obama insists that action is the most powerful antidote to fear. When you move forward, even with small steps, fear begins to lose its power over you. Momentum builds courage, and courage leads to breakthroughs. He encourages individuals to start where they are with what they have, reminding us that every great achievement began with imperfect conditions. The most successful people in history didn't wait for ideal timing. They created opportunities through effort and consistency. Obama's message is that life rewards those who take initiative, who are brave enough to act even when they can't see the entire staircase. He often quotes the idea that you can't steer a parked car. If you want direction, you first need to move. Once you start, the road begins to reveal itself. Ultimately, Obama's point is that progress demands risk. You can't let fear or uncertainty keep you from moving toward your dreams. Taking action is how you learn, how you grow, and how you turn potential into reality. It's through those imperfect, messy first steps that transformation begins. Success is never handed to anyone. It's earned by those who have the courage to begin before they feel ready. Barack Obama's third key point revolves around the deep and unshakable power of self-belief. He stresses that believing in yourself is not just a motivational phrase. It's a fundamental mindset that shapes every aspect of your life. From his own journey, Obama explains that countless people will doubt you, criticize you, and underestimate your abilities. The world often tells you what you cannot do, but it's your own inner voice that decides whether you will listen to those limitations or rise above them. He reminds us that external opinions are temporary, but self-belief is what carries you through the storms of failure, rejection, and uncertainty. Without belief in yourself, even the best opportunities can pass by unnoticed. But when you trust your potential, you can turn even the smallest chance into a life-changing victory. Obama's story is filled with moments when others didn't believe in him. Many doubted his ability to win elections, to lead a divided country, or to inspire meaningful change. Yet, what made him stand out was not arrogance. It was quiet confidence. He didn't let others' disbelief weaken his determination. Instead, he used it as motivation to work harder, prepare better, and prove through action that he belonged where he stood. This mindset, he says, is what everyone needs if they want to achieve something great. You cannot rely on validation from others because validation is fleeting. True confidence must come from within, built slowly through effort, discipline, and persistence. Obama also points out that self-belief is not about ignoring your flaws or pretending to be perfect. It's about acknowledging your weaknesses but refusing to let them define you. Belief doesn't mean arrogance. It means having faith in your ability to improve. Every person has doubts and insecurities, but the ones who succeed are those who keep moving forward despite them. Obama encourages people to speak kindly to themselves, to replace self-criticism with self-encouragement. The way you talk to yourself in private moments often determines how you perform in public ones. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, your actions will follow that belief. But if you remind yourself that you are capable of growth, your mind and body will align with that conviction. He reminds young listeners especially that belief in oneself is the seed of all success. It's what pushes a student to study when things get hard, an entrepreneur to try again after failure, and a leader to stand strong in times of crisis. Without belief, talent is wasted. With belief, even ordinary people can do extraordinary things. Obama's message is that the first victory happens inside your mind, before any recognition, applause, or achievement. In the end, Obama teaches that no one can believe for you. The strength you seek is already within you, waiting for you to trust it. When you believe in yourself, obstacles become opportunities and rejection becomes redirection. Your journey becomes less about proving others wrong and more about proving yourself right. Barack Obama's fourth key point focuses on the power of perseverance, the ability to keep moving forward even when progress seems slow or impossible. He believes that success is not a straight line, it is a path filled with challenges, failures, and moments of doubt. What separates those who achieve greatness from those who give up is their willingness to stay committed despite the difficulties. Obama often reminds his audience that nothing worthwhile comes easily. Every meaningful goal demands patience, consistency, and the courage to keep trying when the excitement fades and the obstacles pile up. Perseverance is not about being fearless. It's about continuing even when you feel tired, uncertain, or afraid. Obama shares that in his own life, there were countless times when things did not go as planned. He faced rejection, political losses, and public criticism. But instead of letting these setbacks discourage him, he treated them as opportunities to learn and grow. Perseverance, he explains, is a muscle that strengthens with every challenge you face. The more you endure, the more capable you become of handling future struggles. Each failure builds emotional endurance, teaching you how to adapt, focus, and push through pain. He says that many people quit right before success begins to unfold. They lose hope because they can't see immediate results, not realizing that real progress often happens quietly behind the scenes through daily effort and determination. Obama also highlights that perseverance requires discipline. Motivation can inspire you to start, but discipline is what keeps you going. There will be days when you don't feel inspired, when your dreams seem distant, and when you question whether it's worth it. In those moments, perseverance is the voice that says, "Keep going anyway." It's about showing up for yourself every day, even when no one is watching. Obama believes that small, consistent actions eventually create big changes. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to keep doing something that moves you forward. Over time, persistence transforms effort into success. He also emphasizes that perseverance doesn't mean ignoring rest or pretending to be invincible. It's about balance, knowing when to pause, reflect, and recharge, but never losing sight of your vision. Obama encourages people to see obstacles as part of the journey rather than signs to quit. Every difficulty has a purpose. It builds character and resilience. The process of enduring struggle shapes who you are and prepares you for greater responsibilities ahead. Ultimately, Obama's message about perseverance is one of hope and endurance. He teaches that success is not reserved for the luckiest or the most gifted. It belongs to those who refuse to give up. Each time you overcome a challenge, you become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next one. Perseverance turns failure into progress, struggle into strength, and dreams into reality. It's the quiet determination to rise every time you fall that defines the true spirit of success. Barack Obama's fifth key point centers on the idea of purpose-driven living, the belief that life's greatest fulfillment comes from serving something larger than yourself. He explains that success, when rooted only in personal gain or material rewards, eventually feels empty. True satisfaction and meaning come from knowing that your work, words, and actions have made a positive difference in the lives of others. Obama often reminds people that every individual has a unique role to play in making the world better, no matter how small that contribution might seem. Purpose is what gives direction to your dreams and strength to your perseverance. It is the reason you get up every morning and keep going even when the world feels heavy. Without purpose, hard work loses its meaning, but with it, Even the toughest struggles become worthwhile. Obama shares that throughout his career, purpose guided every major decision he made. Whether working as a community organizer or serving as president, his focus was never just on power or recognition. It was on impact. He saw leadership not as a privilege but as a responsibility. This mindset, he believes, is what separates lasting success from temporary achievement. People who live with purpose build legacies that outlive them. They don't just chase personal milestones, they lift others along the way. Obama encourages everyone to ask themselves what kind of difference they want to make, because that question defines the direction of your life. He also emphasizes that purpose doesn't always appear in grand gestures. It can be found in everyday actions, helping a neighbor, supporting a friend, being kind, or doing your job with integrity. You don't need fame or authority to make an impact. Purpose is not about status, it's about contribution. Obama explains that when you connect your efforts to something meaningful, you find deeper motivation that no obstacle can shake. Purpose fuels resilience because you're no longer working just for yourself. You're working for something greater. When challenges come, your sense of meaning becomes your anchor, reminding you why you started and why giving up is not an option. Obama also encourages young people to discover their purpose early and align it with their strengths and passions. He believes that purpose grows through curiosity, service, and experience. You might not know your calling right away, but by getting involved, helping others, and exploring different paths, you eventually find what fulfills you. Living with purpose transforms how you view success. It's no longer about competing with others, but about growing into your best self and leaving the world a little better than you found it. In the end, Obama's message is that a life guided by purpose leads to lasting happiness and influence. When you live with intention, your struggles take on meaning, your success becomes more rewarding, and your journey inspires others to find their own path. Purpose gives your story depth and turns ordinary achievements into extraordinary legacies.